Hi, it's Joe Polizzi again. Welcome to the Content Inc. podcast. I'm working on some things for a speech. Part of that speech includes this podcast here. I'd love to get your feedback. Most creators are following the rules, whatever rules they sort of make up in their head. And that's exactly the problem I'm finding. They listen to podcasts, they follow the gurus and experts, and they try to reverse engineer success based on whatever metrics that they think are the most important. But I found that the truly successful creators do things a bit differently. And here are 6 things I wanted to cover that I think the top creators break and what they do instead. Number 1, they don't chase platforms, they build homes. You've heard it many times. Go where the audience is. So creators spend hours a day grinding away on TikTok and LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, hoping the algorithm throws them a bone, even when we know that doesn't necessarily work. But the best creators, they don't just chase reach, they build homes. They use social to attract, and even AI today to attract, but they own the relationship through email lists, membership sites, private communities, and direct transactions. Even with the onset of AI, this seems to be the prevalent swing that top creators are focusing on. If you know Sean Puri, he built a massive audience on Twitter, but his business lives on his email newsletter and his podcast. He funnels people off the platform and into channels he controls. No one builds wealth on TikTok alone. Platforms are parties, and you're the entertainment. We have to think of it that way. You don't own the guest list, and the host can kick you out at any time. Number 2, they start tiny. The best creators don't go viral, they go deep. They choose a small niche and go all in. They understand that being specific is a superpower. Steph Smith didn't try to build a blog for everyone interested in productivity. She built an audience of developers and digital nomads looking for data-driven self-improvement. That specificity built trust and more trust, and eventually led to her being hired by companies like Andreessen Horowitz and The Hustle. The broader your focus, the weaker your connection. The top creators pick a niche so tight that they're the only ones that fit into that niche. Number 3, they monetize early. The myth is that you need a huge audience, a large audience, before you can make any money, but that's just not the case. Successful creators don't wait until they have 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 followers. They monetize when they have 100 or maybe 1,000 true fans. Justin Welsh launched his cohort course with just a few hundred email subscribers. He didn't wait for scale. He offered value early, learned from it, and then scaled after that. Now, when you monetize early, you train your audience to associate your content with value and value with investment. Even $10 products can change the game. And it's not about money here. It's about mindset. And when your audience pays, they pay attention to your stuff. Number 4, they are long-term obsessed. Most creators play very short-term games. They jump on all the trends, they chase the shiny platform, and they burn out after a few months. The top creators play the long game. They understand that compounding trust takes time, but when it hits big. If you look at James Clear, James published his newsletter for years before Atomic Habits became a global bestseller. He wasn't chasing any clicks. He was building a body of work that ended up earning trust, and that trust became a launch pad for everything else. An overnight success after 5 years of consistent output, if you want to say it that way. The creators who win are the ones still standing after everyone else quits. Number 5, they create signature content. Forget the post everyday advice. Posting more isn't the key. Being consistent and consistently memorable is. Top creators create signature content, a newsletter, a show, a framework, a book that becomes their calling card. One of my favorites is Jay Klaus, created Creator Science, newsletter, and a podcast, both of which are deeply strategic and branded around one central idea. That consistency builds loyalty, and his content is instantly recognizable and highly valuable. You can post 1,000 times and still be forgettable, but a show, one killer piece of signature content can build a business. And the last one, number 6, they treat it like a business. I would say that the majority of creators out there start as hobbyists and they end up staying there. They don't think about the systems, the customer data, the revenue diversity, or the long-term value they're creating in the form of an asset. The best creators treat content like infrastructure. They have a P&L and they hire help and they build assets. And a good example is Ali Abdaal, who runs his content business like a startup. He has a team, multiple revenue streams, SOPs, and a long-term vision. And that's why he earns 7 figures from content while still protecting his time. This is not just about creating, it's about owning. You don't need to scale like a VC-backed company, but you do need a strategy. Otherwise, you're just hoping for luck. Hope is not a strategy, folks. So think about this. Are you still following a dead playbook? Ask yourself, who wrote the rules you're following? Are they winning? Are you winning? Most of the advice out there is built for entertainment, or worse, it's outdated. It might have worked in 2015, not necessarily in 2025. The creators who win today play a different game. They own their audience, they go small to go big, they monetize intentionally, they think long term, they build signature assets, and they treat it like a business. And they don't follow the playbook that everyone else follows, they write their own. And maybe it's time you write your own. And if you need some help, this is what my book's all about. Pre-order Burn the Playbook at burntheplaybook.today. That's burntheplaybook.today. It's something I'm very proud of, and I'm very anxious to get it on the public, and I hope you like it. Thanks for listening this week. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you next week.